I'm Donna Bell. Welcome to this extended edition of Time Travel Plus. This is an exclusive production of WJHG News Channel 7 in Panama City, Florida, where we step back in time and take a look at stories that made headlines in years gone by. In this episode, we're taking a look at the year 2008, when the housing crisis was hitting our area hard. A local lighthouse moved to a new location. The horse show was at Frank Brown Park, and Pier Park opened, creating a new shopping and entertainment destination for Panama City Beach. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our trip back in time as we explore the year 2008.
The first few Pier Park stores actually opened in late 2007, but the big grand opening took place on February 14th, Valentine's Day 2008. The boardwalk was packed with visitors checking out the 17 new retailers and restaurants. The first weekend was big.
I need to hire probably about 20 more people just to keep up with what we have.
Between February and March, dozens of other stores opened their doors, including JCPenney's, Dillard's, Old Navy, and Borders.
It's fantastic. It really is.
I think it'll give a lot of tourists something to do in the day, them other than going to the beach and kind of hanging out by the pool, definitely.
By May, Pier Park was doing big business with the summer tourists. Crowds weren't quite as big on the retail side of the complex, but it quickly became apparent that the restaurants were a major draw. Many longtime beach residents felt as though the beach finally had its own downtown area. Pier Park became the site for many community events as well, like the Heart Walk, the 4th of July festivities, art shows. It also landed one of the biggest events along the Emerald Coast. For 10 years, the Seabreeze Jazz Festival filled the streets of Destin and South Walton, but the nationally acclaimed festival outgrew its facility, so organizers decided to move the Seabreeze Jazz Festival to the more spacious grounds of Pier Park beginning in 2009.
All right, Panama City Beach, I think we made it to Margarita.
Pier Park has stores, shops, and restaurants. Basically, it's every tourist's dream. But some of the big-name stores have still been under construction. Well, all that changed this morning.
We've been wanting to get to Panama City Beach area for 5+ years now, and today's finally happening. Beautiful sunny day, looking out at the Gulf of Mexico. It's great.
Well, we know our customers in this town because they've been going to our Panama City store, and we feel that this is a really growing area, and we just feel that this is a good time for us to be in this area and move with the growth of Panama City Beach.
The Pier Park retail community is like a neighborhood. They're helping each other by bringing in customers that won't just one-stop shop. They'll visit several stores.
I definitely will help our business. There's going to be a lot of food here, and that helps our business because people come and usually make a day of it.
Pier Park has already had its official grand opening, but with the opening of these new stores and restaurants today, well, they should see a lot more customers.
You know, the whole Pier Park project is going to be fantastic for this area. I think it'll draw people from, you know, the Destin, Fort Walton Beach area and probably even as far as Tallahassee and Pensacola and even beyond that, I would think. It's really a destination. And then, of course, hopefully Margaritaville will be a destination within the destination.
Wherever they come from, visitors will have plenty to do in Pier Park. In Panama City Beach, Mark Vaughn, News Channel 7. Who doesn't like getting something free? College kids certainly do, and merchants know that. That's why they set up shop on Panama City Beach.
It's important to come to spring break because spring break is the only place where you can reach millions of students rather than going on campus. It would take you weeks and the whole semester to reach these students.
Here we use this as an opportunity to reach the kids, having exposure in how we work and some of the stuff that we have to offer to the Army, to the kids.
The companies and organizations that use spring break to gain new customers know that getting them early could mean keeping them for a long time.
For brands such as Venus or Trojan or where they want to create brand equity, that's what spring break does. It gives you the product, it creates brand equity with the student and the brand. So it absolutely creates longevity for whatever focus they have down here, and that's the purpose of it.
Sometimes getting a towel or sunblock can be as easy as signing up for an email. But then there are those times where you have to work for it.
If you make it to the top, I give you a chair, a Army brand chair. Or if you don't make it to the top, I give you a towel.
In Panama City Beach, Mark Vaughn, News Channel 7.
Volunteers with Texas EquiSearch scoured the waters of St. Andrews Bay Tuesday with a sonar device. They want to rule out the possibility that Pam Bigger's body is submerged. Family members have now been searching for the missing Alabama woman for more than 3 months, to no avail.
It's going to take one person that has really seen Pam and to make that phone call, and that could solve the situation right then and there. She could be home.
It's a search that can't be done solo. EquiSearch volunteers are combining resources with the Bay County Sheriff's Office. The group has taken part in close to 900 searches in 7.5 years and has had some successes.
We've worked cases like this before where they have been located alive several months later. So this is one of the things that we're really hoping for, but we still feel as though that maybe we need to go ahead and clear some other areas just in case something else has happened to her.
Since Pam disappeared from the La Quinta Inn in January, investigators have not received any substantial leads.
We don't know where she is. She could be anywhere from Bay County to Alabama to North Carolina, but we just want people to keep a watch for her, and hopefully somebody will spot her.
A $5,000 reward is still available for information leading to the safe return of Pam Biggers. If you have any information, please call the Bay County Sheriff's Office at 747-4700. In Panama City Beach, Christy Waskey, News Channel 7.
I'm really pleased that the people of Panama City Beach came out and supported me. It's been a long race. Mr. Benjamin did a good job in getting out and visiting with people. I'm looking forward to the next 4 years.
But what are your plans in the immediate future for what you're going to do in the next 4 years?
Well, we have so much on our plates right now. We'll be moving forward with the things that we already have lined up and a number of other things. We'll be looking at more at parks. We'll be looking at moving forward with the CRA and also a large number of zoning issues.
That was Gail Obers winning her second term in the mayor's office for Panama City Beach. At Frank Brown Park, Mark Vaughn, News Channel 7. Back to you.
The for sale signs on brand new high-rise condos at the beginning of the year were an obvious tip. The local housing market was not in great shape, but when the auction signs began showing up, most people realized things were bad. The first big auction in June to sell off some of the units at the high-rise Marina Landing complex by the Hathaway Bridge didn't quite turn out as planned. National Auction Company was set to sell 25 of the luxury units. More than 560 people with 121 registered bidders from 7 different states showed up to bid. When the first 2 units went for $325,000 and $450,000, auctioneers told the crowd the bids needed to be higher. 2 more units sold, then auctioneers suspended the bidding. Sellers were also disappointed by the results of another auction in July. Roebuck Auctions set up at the Bay Point Marriott, hoping to unload several properties, including the old Islander Motel on Front Beach Road. The highest bid was a little more than $3.5 million, a fraction of what it would have sold for 3 years earlier. The condo and commercial market was just the tip of the iceberg. People began losing their homes. During the third quarter of 2008, Bay County exceeded the national average rate for foreclosures. 476 foreclosures were filed between July and September, a 90% increase from the third quarter in 2007. The national average was up only 71%. Many of those lucky enough to keep their homes soon found that the house wasn't worth as much as they paid for it a few years earlier. In the Panama City Lynn Haven market, the average value of a home fell in the third quarter by 11.5% compared to the same quarter the year before. The average price of a home was down to a little less than $179,000. That was only a 10.5% increase over the previous 5 years. And 1 in 7 local homeowners actually owed more on their homes than the house was worth. It's known as negative equity. 21% of those who sold their homes in the last year lost money. With many locals struggling to keep a roof over their heads, it's no wonder you voted the real estate bust as the 8th most important story of 2008.
For some time now, it's been nearly impossible to sell a home. The housing market was in pitiful shape, but Tuesday, economists got a surprise when realtors got the news the sales of existing homes were up. This is due to more aggressive price cutting by some sellers, and it could lead you to finding a bargain.
I think market conditions are starting to get a little bit better due to people are willing to reduce their price and take a little bit less than they were a year ago.
The National Association of Realtors said existing homes rose by 2.9% in February. It was the biggest increase in a year.
Overall, they've been picking up. Things have been a little bit better this spring than last year at this time.
But even though it's a buyer's market, there's one thing that you need to be able to do, and that's finance it.
Some people have been finding themselves in a credit crunch because their interest rates may have adjusted in the wrong direction.
Those adjustable mortgages resetting is what led to record foreclosure rates we've been seeing lately. So the good news is home prices are down. There are great bargains out there, but the bad news is you will have a tougher time getting the financing and mortgage insurance during the current credit crunch.
Well, credit is a very important thing to understand. Today, most loans that you get are priced based on your credit score.
Homes aren't just the only ones on the rise. Condominium sales have increased. Some are selling for a lot less than originally priced.
You know, all in all, I think most of those homes are starting to go away. Those are being bought by the smart buyers that are out there right now.
Whether it's an existing home or condo, experts say now is the time to buy.
As home values are dropping, it is a good time to go out and purchase that new home, maybe that you've been waiting to purchase.
In Panama City, Josh Gant, News Channel 7.
The Gulf Coast Horse Show and Music Festival opened its gates Wednesday afternoon for its first day in what has become a 10-year tradition. The founder of this walking horse show, Sister Blackman Milligan, says the show was inspired by her love for both Panama City and the unique breed of Tennessee walking horses.
And I want people in Panama City to be exposed to something they're not normally exposed to, and all the while raising money for charity.
Every year, the show benefits different charities, and this year, the majority of the profits are going to the Anchorage Children's Home. The show marks more than just a notch on Sister's belt. In fact, it marks the success of a woman who persevered through the strong odds at the beginning of the show.
Most of these shows are in Middle Tennessee and in Kentucky. And when I first started it, people all over the country said they weren't going to come here. Half of them never even heard of Panama City Beach.
Lisa McKay from Knoxville, Tennessee, thinks this may be the only walking horse show in Florida. And while she admits Panama City Beach is hot and a very far drive from home,
I thought it was one of the more classier shows. It was a lot of fun because you still get the best of both worlds. You lay out the beach and then you come show your horse at night.
After a strong run, this horse show continues to bring joy to Panhandle folks, and most importantly, it benefits charities in the Gulf Coast. In Panama City Beach, Christina Hamilton, News Channel 7.
Mike Thomas is a lifelong Bay County resident.
I've been in Bay County most all my life. I've got 3 sons and 2 grandchildren here. I've always tried to serve Bay County. I've served on the volunteer fire department. We ran a volunteer ambulance for years out here. Coached baseball for 14 years. Served my time in the service in Vietnam and Panama.
Thomas says he believes in family. He owns Mike's Diner and Thomas Donut Snack Shop that's been in his family for decades. And through those businesses, he knows what it's like to work in a tough economy.
It's hard times in Bay County right now, and everybody's struggling, and I know more than most people how hard it is.
Thomas's opponent, Diane Brown, has been critical of the commission for some of its decisions. And Thomas says that's because they have fundamental differences.
Diane is a very active person in Bay County. She attends a lot of our meetings and voices her opinion, which I'm glad people do. I wish more people would come to the meetings and see what we have to deal with and what we need to do for Bay County and offer more suggestions. She and I differ greatly, fundamentally on growth and business. In order for our children and grandchildren to stay here where I can see them and play with them, they've got to have jobs, and we've got to bring in some jobs.
The tough economy dictates that jobs will take priority with Thomas.
We're going to keep progressing towards those jobs. That, to me, is the most important thing we've got to do now. The infrastructure in Bay County is in very good shape. We've turned around a lot of things, and we're prepared to do business.
He says he wants another chance to serve.
I've really enjoyed being county commissioner. We've accomplished some things that I'm real proud of. Seems to be some of the things we get beat up on, but I'm proud of it. And I want to try again to keep improving things.
For certificates and technical degrees, and again, if they want to go.
Gulf Coast Community College's president, Dr. Jim Curley, officially unveiled its new strategic plan Thursday morning.
Tremendous history for us, Gulf Coast Community College, and again, I think this is just our plan will help navigate us into the future and to work with our changing community. That's the key thing. We need it.
One of the college's major goals is to expand its presence in all 3 counties while expanding its course and program offerings. And now that the new airport's being built, they plan to create more educational programs correlating to it. The college even plans to expand the off-campus learning opportunities for students to places like Pier Park. Through this report, strategic planners are looking to the future, but they're getting there through the past. The 12-page report was constructed through students' experiences, 11 community forums, over 50 interviews, and multiple online surveys. Gulf Coast's new strategic plan is the result of months of intensive research, so that's why they're making sure the plan's being put into action instead of being put on the shelf.
We want a ragged by the end of the year, and especially after 3 to 5 years, that plan is going to be very ragged because we have worked it, we have underlined things, we have pulled out things, and we have very specific action plans. It's not just a pre-plan, it's a plan that's going to be worked. This is a working plan, and a dynamic plan, meaning it's going to be reviewed on a constant basis.
The new plan even has an accountability system worked into it in the form of a report card. Overall, the president and the Strategic Planning Committee are thrilled and can't wait to see the new plan come to life in the next few years. In Panama City, Christina Hamilton, News Channel 7.
It's a job not for the weak at heart for sure. It's turning your trash into electricity. And for Joe Tannehill Jr., it's a job he takes great pride in.
Our goals are to maximize revenues and to minimize expenses.
Tannehill is the managing partner of Engine LLC, a local subsidiary of Merrick Industries. The company who's been operating the Bay County Waste-to-Energy facility recently completed an evaluation of the status of the plant and is very optimistic about the results. The company presented its findings to the Bay County Commission and said by the end of the first fiscal year, they will be able to contribute towards the current debt.
In this first year, we've been able to grow our revenues by $2 million, which has been a great plus, obviously.
Over the years, the facility has seen its share of problems and has been a big money pit for the county. The incinerator is anywhere from $34 to $40 million in debt, but things are looking up.
And we've also, at the same time, found almost $500,000 of direct cost savings.
Engine was hired to operate and evaluate the facility as the county tried to put an end to the red ink. There are tons and tons of garbage that go through here each and every day, and the smell, well, we're not even going to talk about that, but it's a job someone has to do.
Basically, the smell is just like any other job. You get kind of used to dealing with it.
In Bay County, Josh Gant, News Channel 7. Now standing at almost 80 feet, the St. George Lighthouse is getting some finishing touches.
Well, basically, in early 2005, we knew that the lighthouse was in danger of falling.
Dennis Barnell is the president of the St. George Lighthouse Association.
Because on October 21st, it fell over into the ocean.
The massive structure, which withstood Mother Nature's wrath for a century and a half, couldn't withstand it anymore.
So anyway, that's less than 3 years ago. In that time, we've managed to be able to salvage it, clean all the bricks, get grants, and start building the thing.
With the help from state leaders, the lighthouse is back up at its new home in Apalachicola.
Of course, last year, during the legislative session, we were able to get some funding, which helped to accelerate what they were able to do.
With Kendricks and volunteers' help, the lighthouse is almost ready to reopen.
Right now, we're cleaning up on the inside, getting ready to put the windows in, building the staircase, and cleaning up the brick.
Volunteers have rebuilt the lantern room, which will eventually be raised to the top of the new tower. And from the top, you can't beat the view.
Well, this is a great example of volunteers, businesses, and government all getting together in a community effort and pulling this thing off.
In Apalachicola, Josh Gant, News Channel 7.
About 100 people showed up to the Northwest Florida Fairgrounds to hear Vice President Dick Cheney speak. He showed his support for Congressman Jeff Miller and discussed America's economy and the global war on terrorism. He urged Republicans to keep morale high in anticipation for the upcoming presidential elections. The turnout was less than expected, but the small crowd was enthusiastic about meeting Cheney. They waited patiently under the watchful eye of heightened security.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney.
Then a warm welcome for Cheney as he took the stage and immediately began delivering his 15-minute speech.
This part of the country is served by one of the finest members of the House, and we need to make absolutely certain that Jeff Miller continues on the job.
The vice president also discussed the war on terrorism, saying an early U.S. troop withdrawal would not do any good and that Democrats saying otherwise are misleading the American people. Cheney also spoke on the nation's weak economy and new tax cut programs. He ended his visit by explaining the Bush administration's plan for the remaining time in office.
In the months ahead, with an economy to strengthen and a war to fight, we'll stay focused on the business at hand, and we'll come to a strong finish. And with your help, we'll leave our jobs in good hands, and we're confident that in the 1st District in Florida, you'll have the fine representation of Congressman Jeff Miller.
Congressman Miller says he's thankful for the vice president's support and hopes the $160,000 this event earned will help the party.
I'm pleased that he's not only come here to help my campaign, but also is helping other Republican House members get reelected and elected.
In Okaloosa County, Alex Dennis, News Channel 7.
This morning, a maid here at the Value Lodge on Highway 98 made a grisly discovery. Police Captain Robert Colbert confirms that they found the body of a young girl in one of the rooms here. Melinda Henson's parents reported her missing from the Value Lodge about 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. Friends and neighbors began to post signs and search for her. Police began their search on Wednesday and it continued today. Then late this morning, some of the maids at the Value Lodge entered a vacant room to clean it. That's when they made the horrible discovery.
The investigators did get some information
which led them to a motel room here in the motel, at which time they did discover the body of a young female.
Again, Captain Colbert says detectives are not aiming the connection between the body of the girl and 13-year-old Melinda Henson. Colbert does say they have some persons of interest, but they have not identified suspects at this time. The medical examiner began conducting his analysis of the scene and the body around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Colbert says they are working several leads in the case. We'll keep you updated on this story as more information becomes available. Back to you in the studio. The search for a young girl came to a tragic end Thursday afternoon at a St. Andrews motel.
Shortly after 5 this afternoon, investigators working with Dr. Hunter and his staff at the medical examiner's office were in fact able to confirm the identity of the young woman's body that was recovered in the motel room as in fact being that of Melinda Denise Henson, 13 years of age, that was previously reported missing on Tuesday afternoon.
Melinda Henson's parents reported her missing from the Value Lodge about 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. They say she was headed to a neighbor's a few rooms down the sidewalk to walk their dog, but the neighbors say she never showed up. Friends and neighbors began to post signs and search for Henson.
I didn't really know her that well, but from what I did know, she was really cool, really nice.
Police began their search on Wednesday and continued Thursday.
The investigators did get some information which led them to a motel room here in the motel.
Late Thursday morning, some of the maids at the Value Lodge entered a vacant room to clean it. That's when they made the horrible discovery.
I think anybody who has the mindset to do that is really, really sick.
Medical examiner Dr. Michael Hunter began conducting his analysis of the scene and the body around 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Around 5, they determined the identity. They will now wait for autopsy reports to determine the exact cause of death. Police have moved the family to another location, and Colbert says they are working several leads in the case.
Today and tomorrow, they'll be speaking with those individuals to hopefully bring this case to a quick closure.
And then maybe we'll find out why someone brutally cut short the life of 13-year-old Melinda Denise Henson. In St. Andrews, Mark Vaughn, News Channel 7.
With just a day and a half to go before the official start of the holiday shopping season, Panama City mall stores are cutting prices to move items off the shelves. But mall management says the huge price slashing may make this one of the busiest Black Fridays of all time.
Expecting even a bigger crowd because, to be honest with you, these sales are huge this year. Some of the offers that these retailers are doing for Black Friday are big, 50 to 70% off the entire store.
Santa Claus is still coming to town this year, but his bag may be a little bit lighter than in years past.
It probably won't stop us from shopping, but it will definitely affect how much we do spend.
I know it might slow me down a little, but it's not going to stop me.
Well, I'm not going to spend that much, but we're going to do some shopping.
Yes, I'm going to be working, but I'm going to be shopping a little bit.
Not buying as much.
And why is that? Is it ends up?
Because money's tight.
Very tight. Especially in my family. I know I can't spend as much as I used to be able to, and it's kind of upsetting, but we have to make decisions.
Everybody that is in retail nationally right now does have some worries and concerns that it's not going to be as profitable as in years past. But
if a tightened budget and all those crowds aren't scaring you away from shopping this Black Friday, and the Panama City Mall is on your list of places to hit, and the JCPenney may be the place you want to start. They open their doors at 4 o'clock a.m. The rest of the department stores follow at 5, and the entire mall opens up at 6 a.m. For a complete list of some other stores and the times they open up in the Panhandle, you can go to our web channel at WJHG.com. Happy shopping. In Panama City, Christina Hamilton, News Channel 7.
We hope you enjoyed this trip back in time. Join us every Tuesday for this time travel exclusive, only on News Channel 7 Plus.